What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. And yeah, you already see it over here. We're working on the 1985 GMC Sierra 1500 again today. And we left off, whatever day it was, we left off with a problem. You guys remember, right? And we swapped the push rod over from number 4 to number 6. And the valve works. The valve functions after tapping the valve with a hammer and freeing it up. The valve is working. So we went to AutoZone, and for $1.99, we bought a new push rod. So we've got a new push rod, and I dropped one of the bolts that holds the rocker on. This was like 98 cents. So we got a new bolt. So we today are going to see if this 4.3 will run on all cylinders for, what was the total cost, like $3? $3. We got some motor flush. I noticed when we were running the engine the other day that we didn't have much oil coming out of the rockers and lubricating the top end of the engine. That's a problem that could definitely cause trouble down the road. I don't know if it's a lack of oil pressure, clogged up pickup screen, plugged up lifters. I really don't know, but we're going to put some motor flush in here and flush all this old oil out, and I guess let's just get to work. I mean, this is really simple, ladies and gentlemen. As long as I don't fall off of this ladder that I'm on, which I have before, it is a matter of taking this push rod, sticking it down in number 4 carefully, making sure she's seated where she's supposed to. I know it's hard to see with all this stuff in here, but there's your push rod right there. All right, there you go. She's seated. That's the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to put this nut back on number 6's intake. Oh wait, I'm putting it on upside down. There you go, Randy. Auto Auction, destroy your engine before you even fire it up, right? All right, we got that one on there. We need the other rocker. Let's put the other rocker on here. This is number 4's intake. Let's get you guys down in here just get a little bit better view here. Carefully, carefully. Make sure everything is nice and seated, and then the other bolt, and just a matter of tightening these things down. Now, as far as tightening these goes, you got to be kind of on the careful side. You can tighten these to the point you can press every valve and open them wide open. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of going by what the rest of the valves look like. They're all adjusted about the same. It looks like about 4 threads down, and that's what I'm trying to do, is tighten the bolts up to approximately the same. We just want to see if we can get it firing on all 6, so let's get it done. All right, now this thing's probably not going to want to fire up. It seems to need the bowls primed. If any of you know why that is, do me a favor, comment below. Well, actually, boy, she's running bad. Yeah. Ooh. Wow, she's running bad. Was running better when number 6 wasn't operating at all. There she goes. There she goes.
A lot of varnish in the air.
Yeah, there's stuff squirting out of the carburetor when it's running. It's still missing though. And we can get it to idle, but she's still missing. Let's try this again. I'm really thinking the engine in this thing is just toast. I do. still got a hard miss, real hard miss. I was hoping she'd just idle on her own. She really isn't wanting to. I'd like to go over there and take a look at the engine. There she goes. Yeah, she's spitting a little bit of oil. Take a look at the valve train here. It's still misfiring though. Maybe it's getting better, I don't know. I mean, all the valves are working on that side. And the gurgling you guys are hearing, that's from the air injection pump. That's nothing to worry about. Here's what we're gonna do, folks. I'm gonna stop recording for a couple minutes. I'm gonna climb in here, fiddle around with a little bit more, maybe adjust a valve or two. And we'll come back here in just a moment and try to figure out what's going on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the video. I'm kidding. Although that's pretty much it. This is unbelievable. Like, this has got to be the cheapest repair I've ever done on a Copart car in my life. Like, we literally spent, I think, $7 with the motor flush included at AutoZone. And I know it looks like it's running a little rough, but let me assure you, she is running pristine, man. Go at it this way. We'll put the valve cover back on. Literally, this took what, 10 minutes tops? Now I've got several vacuum hoses disconnected. We'll need to get all that stuff put back together. But when you get in here, before the whole truck was shaking, not shaking anymore. When you hit the gas, when you tap the gas, the whole truck would just start vibrating. Watch this. Hopefully you all can hear that. She's running really well. And when you get under here, you used to be able to hear the exhaust spit, and it would be like pop, 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 pop. Nice and smooth. Now, is it running 100% perfect? No, we still have a lot of garbage in that fuel tank. At least a quarter tank of garbage, and the rest of it is premium octane gasoline. So we're gonna need to run some fuel system cleaner through it. We're gonna run some motor flush through it. Try to clean this thing out. We're gonna try to save this motor, and thank God, because I've literally been sitting here shopping on Summit Racing's website, looking at potential motors for this thing. And I know you're thinking that's a lot of money. I'm thinking the same thing. But I'm looking at basically all different price range. Well, not all, because some of their motors at Summit go up to $45,000. And we've got complete engines ready to drop in here. 5,400. Even this one right here. This is a decent one. 290 horsepower. It's like 360 foot-pounds of torque for $29.99. This is not a bad deal. It's kind of a nice, happy, well, I'd call it middle ground. It's really kind of a bottom-of-the-barrel motor, but still going to be far better than what that thing's got in it now. Here we $54.99, $48.99, $53.99. You really start getting up at the price when you start looking at these Blueprint engines. And I'm really interested in Blueprint because I recently saw a, who was it? It was Cleese McFarland, man, for Toast, the Camaro he's working on. That engine is insane. Now, I'm not trying to get that kind of power, but I was thinking, man, Blueprint sounds like a company I want to work with. Blueprint sounds like a company that you can trust. You know, the name alone, you know, you want a balanced and blueprinted engine, right? Well, I mean, their name is Blueprint. How much better can you get than that? So I've been looking at several different motors, several different models, and several different price ranges. I think I'm going to send a message to Summit Racing. I'll send another one to Blueprint Engines, and we'll see if perhaps there's something we can work on together. So we've run the motor flush through it, and I know it was 5-minute motor flush. We ran it for about 20. I'm hoping we can clear up some of the gunk that may be in there, and we're about to find out because we're gonna drain it right now before we go to Walmart and grab some of that wonderful, wonderful oil and an oil filter for this. I'm assuming, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I assume it's just like every other old Chevy. It's gonna take a PH8A. I know you hate Fram, but I love it because it's cheap, and we're gonna get the cheap SuperTech oil, probably some 10W30 or 10W40. I'll probably go with 1030. I think we'll go with 1030. But we're gonna crack open this drain plug right now, and let's have a look at what comes out. All right, we're gonna get this tool onto our filter here, and then we are going to attempt to get this filter that's nice and stuck on here off. Hopefully it cooperates with us. If it doesn't, there we go. Pretty easy, right? All right, let's get the oil pan under here and prepare to catch this mess. It's actually got a decent filter on it. It's a Napa Pro Select. All right, here we go. Nice hot oil. There she goes. Yeah, it's a little on the warm side. Let's just get this thing off, then we can get to the drain plug. Whew, she's warm. The oil actually looks pretty good. It's not too bad a shape. Let's get this filter out the way and move over to getting the drain bolt out. There we go. Are you ready for this? Let's see what comes out of this bad boy. What do you think? Gonna get any gunk? We'll see. We flushed it. Let's see what comes out. Oh, in my eyeball? Really? Really, in my eye. Hey, maybe that piece of the push rod will fall out of the bottom of the oil pan, right? That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So we're going to leave that drain pan under there. We're going to let it continue dripping out. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the sunsets and sunrises we get here in Oklahoma. The storms, the clouds are absolutely beautiful. This thing is going in for ceramic coating and paint correction tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. I can't wait to bring you the video on this thing getting paint corrected and ceramic coated. I know it's hard to tell because it's black and it's on camera, but this thing is filthy. We haven't washed it in forever. I'm hoping that we can do the rims with ceramic coating, the glass, maybe the calipers. We'll talk to, I'll surprise you, the guy that's going to do it, and see what he thinks about that. But I want to give a big shout out to Avalon King for supplying us with the ceramic coating for this. And maybe someday, if this car sticks around too much longer, maybe we'll get a paint correction ceramic coating done on this as well. We got new rims coming for it in the very near future. We got new rims, we got new exhaust, maybe a cold air intake. We'll see. I think you guys are going to like the rims. I picked some really decent rims. Cost me a couple $1,000 for the rims, but I think they're going to look really nice. This is a clean car, man. Mike, Weird Beard on YouTube, did a great job. So Mike, if you see this video, drop a comment, man. Say what's up to everybody. And I just want to say thank you, Mike, for an amazing job on this car. It's absolutely beautiful. I've really missed driving it. All right, now let's get back to the pickup truck. Let's get some fresh oil in it. Take it for a drive. So it's gone and gotten dark on us. What I did is I got us a new PCV valve. It's always good to have one of those. You don't want too much pressure building up in the motor. We got the PCV valve installed. There's also a grommet that goes to this oil tube right here. That goes all the way to the back of the engine. That's normally where your traditional oil fill cap would go, and that thing had disintegrated. There was nothing left, so it was wide open to the elements. Bought a new one of those, put that in. Got some Marvel mystery oil that we're going to put in here. We're going to replace 1 quart of traditional oil with the Marvel. We got the SuperTech 10W30. We got a Fram oil filter. We got a couple windshield wipers. We got a new air filter. We got some antifreeze. We're just going to do a real quick and simple flush. This already has the back flush system on it right here. I'm probably going to do that off camera. There's no need to show that. We've done that a million times on here. So we're going to flush out the cooling system, make sure it's got fresh antifreeze in it. We also bought some Lucas Deep Clean for the fuel system. And once it runs, once we get it run low, I don't know where the fuel system cleaner is, but anyway, once we get it run low on this tank of gas, we'll go ahead and put that fuel system cleaner in there with the next tank. Also bought a new fuel filter. We'll put the new fuel filter in on the next tank of gas as well. And we'll see if we can save this carburetor. I don't think so. And you know, I don't know if we're gonna be able to save this engine or not, but we're gonna give it a shot. That's what we're here to do. So let's break open the Marvel Mystery Oil, and this should help. If we have any sticking lifters or any sticking valves, this should definitely help out. So let's dump in this quart of Marvel. And we'll put in some fresh oil, fire it up. And then I guess in the morning, once we have some daylight, we'll take it out on the test drive. We'll see how she's running. Fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. So it is the next morning, and we've buttoned it back up. We got it back together. It's got fresh coolant, it's got fresh oil, Marvel Mystery. Found a couple disconnected vacuum lines we plugged back in. And now that it's daylight, we're gonna take it out for a spin. Let's close the hood. And let's go for a ride. It's a little bit warm in here, so we're gonna slide on over, roll down this window. Well, I tell you what, we gotta get some air conditioning in this thing. Look at that. Still running on the factory carburetor too. Let's get our seatbelt on and hit the road. Oh wow, smooth, very smooth. That's nice. I know it's gonna be a little windy. Oh, she's cruising so smooth, guys. A little bit of rattling coming from the driver's side door. We gotta pull it in a little bit, adjust it. But man, she actually rides smooth. Steering wheel tracks straight. Horn works. Like, are you serious? We got the blower motor working the other day. It still has a tad bit of a rough idle. Not bad though. I mean, not bad at all. It's really not that noticeable. But keep in mind, we still got a lot of bad gas going through the system. I'm tempted to floor it and see if we can feel those back two barrels open up. Oh yeah. There she goes. Get it, girl. Oh, man. Lord, yeah, boy, feel that V6 power. Oh, she's a great old truck. Great old truck, man. She's back to life. That's wonderful. Mission accomplished, boys. Let's turn around and take her home. So I guess that's going to be it for this video. We got her running, we got her driving, very solid, reliably. It's doing great. Even the radio, listen to this. I sprayed some tuner cleaner in the radio. Check this out. It ain't too far. Come as you are. I love this bar. Right? Okay, so the blower works, the heat works, the radio works. There's only a couple things that don't work, and they're easy fixes. The compressor is locked up. We can replace the compressor. You know, I can't remember if it's called the accumulator or dryer. I don't remember what is that big cylindrical thing under the hood there. I forget what it is, but we could replace that. The orifice tube and the condenser, that definitely needs to be replaced because there may be shards of metal in it. But we could replace all that for a few $100. It's dirt cheap. Fill it up with R134 and have working air conditioning. And the fuel gauge doesn't work, which kind of makes sense. There's probably something broken with the float in the sending unit from sitting for so long. Other than that, though, I guess it's time we got to decide what to do with this truck. And I'm kind of torn. Like right now, this is a perfect opportunity if we're going to flip it and make some money to do it right now. It really doesn't need much of anything. Finish up the fuel gauge, the air conditioning, and that's it. It runs and drives absolutely great. Transmission shifts smoothly. It actually rides very well. I'm very surprised at this old truck, how well it rides. For about $350, we can replace this dash pad with another one. So the dash pad will look good. Put a couple speakers in it. Clean up the interior, put the new tires on it that I already ordered, and that's about it. Like, there's really not much left to do if we wanted to try to sell it as a quick flip, and it would probably bring pretty decent money, and that's probably what we should do. But I don't know if that's what I'm going to be able to convince myself to do, because you guys know how I love these trucks. I love getting into them. I've actually sent out a couple emails, one to Blueprint Engines and another to Summit Racing. And I'm going to see if we can convince them to work with us on potentially sponsoring a motor or a motor and a transmission. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. You know, I'm not looking at some ridiculously high-performance engine or transmission combo, but if we could get them to sponsor something, just a 350 or 383, 350 plus horsepower would be perfect, I think, for this. And we'll see. If we get a response back from them, maybe that's something we can consider. If not, maybe we'll leave it as a V6, fix it up a little bit more, and send it down the road. I don't know. What do you guys think we should do with the truck? I'm genuinely curious to see what you think. Do you think it's time, you know, to just do a few minor things that are left to do to it, send it down the road? Or do you think this is something we should work on a little bit longer? And believe it or not, the suspension is tight. I mean, I know that from the first video, the very first video when we showed it at Copart, it looks like the suspension is ancient, but the suspension is honestly in very good shape. It tracks straight down the road, and the steering is tighter than it was in the Sonoma, by far. Like, the steering is actually very responsive in this. This is a great truck. It really is, and I'm really torn right now because trucks are my kryptonite. You know, what do I do? While we have it ready to go, do we get rid of it while there's still money to be made, or do we proceed on and have a good time with it on the channel? So comment below, tell me what you guys want to see, and we'll go from there. But for right now, I've got to bounce. I got to head up to Pryor, Oklahoma to go get the Camaro ceramic coated, and that's what I'm going to do. Man, I'm kind of sad that the truck was this easy to fix. Like, I really thought it was going to be something more to it. I was kind of hoping that the engine was not going to be that easy to repair, and that could justify me going, well, you know, it's $1,600 for a long block 4.3, or for like $1,800 we can get a long block 5.7. You know, real easy swap, very straightforward. It turned out it didn't need it. What a truck, man. What a truck. Another successful find, and at this point, another successful save from the auction. This thing probably was headed to scrap, and she deserves better than that. So guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give the video a big thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you don't follow me on Instagram, man, Instagram saw this 4 or 5 days before you guys did. Follow me on Instagram, please. Auto Auction Rebuilds. You'll see this stuff before anybody else does. I can smell the varnish still in the fuel. We got to get that gas run out of here probably. Anyway, yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down, comment below, tell me what you think. Follow me on Instagram. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm going to get out of here before I talk the rest of the day away. Stay safe out there, everybody. I will catch you all very soon in the next one.